Hi, my name is Moriah Hinton. I am a business attorney at Equus Law Group, and I'm coming today to give a little bit of an update about a recent law for small businesses, larger businesses. A lot of people might not understand this or have heard that there is a new update that could affect your business. So I wanted to give a little overview of that today. Effective January 1st of 2024, the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network began accepting beneficial ownership information reports. So this means that most entities are needing to give a report of who their beneficial owners are. This could also include those who have substantial control over the organization. And I'm not going to go into great detail about that today, but I wanted to give an overview of what this reporting is and who needs to do it. Not every company, but even smaller companies, even if you are a one-man shop, a single-member LLC, that you are in existence in the state of Ohio. This could also apply to those outside the state of Ohio, but I'm talking to people in Ohio today since we are based out of Ohio. Even if you are a one-man shop and you have an LLC that was filed with the state, or a corporation, any other entity as well that has filed articles or some organizational documentation with the state of Ohio, you are going to need to file this beneficial ownership report. And if you have filed your LLC or corporation, if you're in existence prior to the year 2024, this FinCEN, we'll call it the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, is giving you until the end of this year to make this report. And it can be pretty straightforward for the situation where you have your own business and you're the only member of that business. You can go online and file that beneficial ownership report pretty quickly. You will need to make sure to have a copy of an identification, such as a driver's license, that you will need to upload or take a picture of to upload to this site to list yourself as the owner. And you'll have to give your date of birth, some other information, the address of the business. So for those entities that are in existence already before January 1st, 2024, that is pretty much the procedure. It can be pretty straightforward. Again, if there's multiple people in your company, then you need to report each of those individuals, and so you will want to upload their identification as well. But I wanted to mention some other timelines as well. So if you have a business that you've started already in January of 24 or February or any time in the year 2024, you have 90 days to make that filing. And now if you're watching this video and it's January 1st or after of 25, all continuing businesses, new businesses who have started after January 1st of 2025 or in the future, unless the law changes at some point in the future, have 30 days from organization registration to make this filing. So those are a little bit about deadlines. So if you are an existing business or member of a business and you're in existence before the 1st of this year, you do have until the end of the year to make this filing. I don't necessarily recommend you wait that long, but that is a little bit about the timelines. There are some entities that are exempt from this filing, large entities who make quite a bit of money, nonprofit entities. So there are exceptions to this report of who needs to file. And if you have further questions, you can speak to a lawyer. There is a lot of information provided through the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network that you can look up as well. You can call us to ask if your company needs to make this report. But I wanted to make sure that people are aware that this is something that is required through the Corporate Transparency Act. So that is the act that put this into law. And they are doing this to curb illicit finance, to have more reporting for the governments to know who is part of these businesses. This is not something that's going to be publicly accessible, public information, but it does require that many companies that we have worked with and that you might yourself have to file this report. Another important thing to know is, a lot of people in our area start quite a few different businesses. And if you have multiple businesses, you will have to file that report for each business. Even if you're the only member of all 5 of your LLCs, you will need to make that report for each entity. If you fail to meet the deadlines, you could face significant penalties. So those are just a little information, some things that might apply to you and important things to know regarding this Corporate Transparency Act. So again, if you have more questions, if you're not sure if your entity has to report, or if you have a lot of people who could also be not just owners of the entity, but in control of your entity and are wondering about the substantial ownership, then you can speak to your legal advisor about that. But that is an overview of the Corporate Transparency Act.